Hey, Kelly Patrick with KentuckySports.co radio show tonight. We got a great show lined up. We got Hank Garrett here with us. How you doing tonight, Hank?
Oh, I'm doing great. Enjoying this May evening.
We also got Tyler Bloyd. How you doing tonight, Tyler?
I'm doing good. How you doing tonight, Kelly?
Doing great.
New addition to the KentuckySports.co family. Check out Tyler on our website. All his blog posts. A lot of great information about the Cats and the Cards.
He's got some good stuff. He stays on top of it. I'll give him that.
So it happens when you're unemployed.
I don't know if we need to open up that can of worms tonight. Tyler, do you want to talk about that?
We can hold off.
All right, we'll hold off.
Hey, Tyler, when one door closes, another one opens.
That's what
as
it's
soon
all
as
about.
this takes off, you'll be uber rich and never have to worry about being unemployed ever again.
That's why I hopped on. It seemed like a great opportunity.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking for it to be about 3 months. I'll be able to quit everything and only do this 24 hours a day.
A lot of money flying around KentuckySports.co. I mean, safe to say it's a cash cow.
Definitely. We don't see any of it. Well, I think Matt, the producer, wait.
What?
No. Hank, come on.
He isn't even
come on,
here.
Matt. Come on,
but
Hank.
I think
his name's actually Matt the Director. Is what he told me earlier he wants to be called. Really getting caught up in all this stuff.
How many names
big
does he
ego.
have?
He's got a big ego.
I know. I think he's hoarding all the cash.
He eats it. Moving right along, we do have a great show lined up.
Gonna talk a little more Tony Woods. I think I'm done with this subject. Hopefully he makes a decision quickly.
It's beat up. It is.
Yeah, it's just
Speaking of beat up,
yeah,
he beat his girl up.
Oh, that's a tough one, but a good analogy. But the Tony Woods situation, I just gotta hope that he makes a decision here within the next couple weeks, so it can either go with it or it doesn't, because with it being the summertime, it will linger on until he decides. We also want to talk about Trevor Lacey. Trevor Lacey decided to go with the Crimson Tide, not the Cats. We have the Cards losing 3 football scholarships due to grades. Going to talk a little Vegas odds about the Cats and the Cards. Both of them very, very high. Makes for a very interesting season.
We're the center of the basketball world. We are.
Really, center of the basketball planet.
Capital of the world.
Yeah, Indiana needs to step the game up, but if it hadn't been for them, no one else could even compare.
North Carolina's way down on
the fighting Tom Creans.
Yes. Gonna a little talk of Jared Lorenzen. He kind of blew up in weight. Some photos circulated around the internet.
Good stuff.
He's feeling kind of heavy. And then we're gonna talk about a little Big East ACC challenge. Those games came out this week.
That's SEC, Hank.
Oh yes.
Big
East SEC.
Big East SEC challenge. It's good stuff.
Check it out on the website.
All very good stuff. The first thing we're going to start with here is the Tony Woods deal we got going. What do you guys think of Tony Woods? I mean,
we are also experiencing some pretty interesting stuff here in the KentuckySports.co studios.
Not sure who that guy is behind me. Tyler, what do you think of Tony Woods coming in?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good addition. I was looking at the roster, and we have Eloy, and he's putting up 12 points a game in China right now. But
seriously?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, yeah, he had 12 points. I believe it was 6 rebounds or so
in China.
Earlier today.
Playing against little short Chinese people. That's easy.
It happens. Jorts and crew did that last year. I think
along with Siva.
Yeah,
Siva was on the same team.
Siva was there as well. Siva was there.
I remember hearing Siva played over there.
Mm-hmm. They all did well.
But so you're saying Vargas may be good? I mean, he was a 3 or 4 star recruit going into Florida, wasn't he?
I believe so. Then he went to the junior college.
Yeah, Dade County. He went to the
Miami.
I think he lasted maybe. I don't even know if he lasted a whole year at Florida. But you got to think an interesting point that's been brought up is he was a since he came in with the JUCO, it took him a little while to get eligible. He wasn't able to make the Canada trip. I think just the problems that they had in the middle before the season, and then George, of course, making his presence felt.
Coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then, Eloy never really got the opportunity. You look at a situation where next year, he's going to have a year and a half pretty much under Cal before the season starts. He's going to China. Again, Harrelson went to China. I don't know if that's what changed his game. Everybody says the conditioning and, the tweet that he came out.
Suicides that he ran is what I read.
But you look at possibly, that Eloy could be a factor. But, if you have Tony Woods, I don't care how much better Eloy gets. He's not going to play over Tony Woods if Tony Woods comes to UK.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean.
Well, if what's his name, the incoming freshman, the big guy? Anthony Davis, if he's truly going to be the next Marcus Camby, then he's going to be the starting center.
Oh, definitely the starter, but you're also going to have to look at somebody if he's not accustomed to getting in and playing in the middle, I could see early on in the season getting in foul trouble very, very quickly. If he feels that he has to protect the basket, I don't know how Cal is going to bring him along, if he's just going to be a scorer, an offensive threat. But a guy that's really just kind of blown up on the scene, doesn't really have a real foundation of playing in the middle.
No, he was a shooting guard till last year.
Yeah, if he feels like he has to protect the basket, I guarantee you he will get 2 fouls very, very early on. And that's when you bring Tony Woods in. That's when you have a chance to sit Davis, show him what's going on, let him see how the game is played, and then he comes in and he's not able to, get in foul trouble so quickly.
I mean, Davis he's considered a power forward anyways. He's not that body for a center position, I believe.
Marcus Camby's a center in the NBA.
I don't see those players being like.
Oh, really?
I mean, Camby can't shoot. Davis, he can actually step out and shoot the three, kind of like a European player.
Okay. Yeah, he played shooting guard until a couple years ago.
Definitely, and I like the comparison to I haven't heard it yet from anybody, but I like the comparison with Davis instead of Marcus Camby. A player that didn't really have the best pro career but had a great college career was Stromile Swift. If you go back and look at some of the LSU highlights.
He was a big guy too, though.
Yeah, he was a beast. He
could dunk. Shot blocking just machine.
Yeah, and cleaned up everything around the rim, dunked everything. That's the way I kind of see Davis right now.
I agree. Do you remember the guy from Mississippi State, Bernardo?
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Bernardo, always cuffing all the shots and whatnot.
Yeah, hopefully, if he can be the protector in the middle that Davis, or if Davis can be the protector that Bernardo was, Kentucky, it'll just exceed all expectations. But one thing I do want to throw out there real quick is with Tony Woods is something I heard the other day. Guy from Wake Forest said it. One thing that's blown completely out of proportion was the points average, and I have heard the 4.4 or 4.5 points average that Tony Woods had is the most blown out of proportion thing there is. The man played his sophomore year with 2 other 7-footers.
That's very true.
He didn't get the opportunity to play, and if anything,
he's a very talented 6'11" beast.
I'm sure most people don't remember, but he was actually guarding DeMarcus, during the tournament game 2 years ago. So
didn't mean to.
I actually didn't even know that until I saw a picture of it the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Tony Woods acquisition is if Calipari, if he thinks it's good for the team, and Todd and Barnhart don't think, it's just going to be a nightmare, then obviously this kid's got some talent, and it's the one place that Kentucky has a hole. I think he really could be the difference maker between a national championship and just a Final Four run.
I agree with you.
What are your thoughts, Kelly, coming from the fact that we really haven't brought up that he left?
He spurned Pitino. He did all of his service hours at the Daniel Pitino, who is Daniel Pitino named after the son who died like at 1 year old, less than 1 year old. Daniel Pitino Shelter for Children in Owensboro. He did all of his service hours there. Then he turns around and Calipari's like, "Hey man, want to come be a Wildcat?"
And sure, I guess, everybody wants to be a Wildcat right now. But
yeah, they do. And he just, it couldn't be. The rivalry, in my opinion, has never been stronger than it is right now. The hatred between the two sides has never been stronger than when Pitino is recruiting Marquise Teague and Calipari just steals him. And then Anthony Davis. And then Tony Woods. How could the hatred be any stronger?
It really is at an all-time high right now.
How could it?
It's good for the game.
It's good for the game. It's great for our show. It really is great for the site. It's great for everything. The hatred is good, but it exists and it's stronger than ever.
Definitely. With the new media, which what KentuckySports.co is, we don't do anything but fuel fire to the rivalry.
That's what we do. I mean, it exists. It's there.
Yeah, regular people just talking about the game. And you never know. You never know what exactly happened with the Tony Woods. Did Louisville back off? How much of a presence did Tim Fuller play? I don't know.
We won't ever know. You're right. We won't ever know.
Yeah, and you got to think, Tony Woods came into play with Louisville, made the commitment in November. This was before all four of the guys signed. I think at the time when Tony Woods committed to Louisville was in kind of a little bit of a free-for-all for trying to make sure that they had enough guys.
Well, they had Terrence Jennings still there. That was before he actually, decided to leave early and head to the draft, which was kind of a bad mistake, I think. But
yeah,
it can be taken either way, really. Jennings won't be an NBA player, so from that perspective, it was a mistake.
He could be. It's a low draft. It's a bad draft.
But that doesn't mean he'll survive in the NBA, right?
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know.
Could. I guess he could.
Smart money would be he's never ever going to be heard of ever again.
But he'll probably make, $50,000-$60,000 with all expenses paid for playing in Europe for years. Depending on how hard he wants to work, right,
yeah.
Hank?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you want to live that life,
which isn't a bad life. I've got buddies who, my buddy Scotty.
It's better than my life.
Played for years over in Europe. He told me that all expenses were paid. He got to take literally his paycheck and send it right back to his girl in the U.S., who put it in a savings account for him.
Well, I think that's another reason DeAndre Liggins is going to go ahead and leave Kentucky this year. He's got a kid now. He's got a family to take care of. He's a great guy. He could go to the draft either way. He can go to Europe if you're not.
For some reason, I see DeAndre making it though in the league.
I do too. He's a defense. He kind of reminds me of Bruce Bowen. From San Antonio.
Better shooter, though.
Oh, yeah, a little bit better offensive, but it's a defensive factor. He's going to go to a team that, doesn't need a offensive threat, kind of like, Bogans with Chicago. He's not really the offensive threat. He's the glue guy to the team, if you want to call him that.
Oh, certainly. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I have no question that Liggins, he may do his stint in Europe in between. I definitely see him getting drafted, but he's a guy that's always going to play defense. I don't think a lot of things rattle him. He's going to do the intangibles. He doesn't need to score. And thinking back about things, I do think it was the best decision for him to leave because I think next year he would have got caught up. Yes, he would have been a great addition to the team, but his stock would have never been as high as it is now.
His minutes would have dropped with Gilchrist coming in, and you got him and Miller there in the same position and whatnot. It'd just be hard to get on the court as much.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, with Jennings, I mean, I just can't see him. I just can't see him banging. I don't think he's mentally tough enough, to take the rigors of the NBA.
He's more of a European type big man.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so.
I guess so. Without the offensive skill set.
Yeah. With a lot of things lacking.
Without the offensive skill set,
a lot of things lacking there from a Dirk Nowitzki.